type 0 system, type 1 system by adding integrator. So I'll talk about tracking. But we also have disturbances. And it's a little tricky to talk about disturbances in the state system, just because of the nature of the controller. We have a few assumptions here in this approach. We're going to assume that the disturbance and reference inputs come from what's called a dynamic system. Dynamic process. All right. And these directly affect the states. Basically saying their inputs. But that's just general what we're going to have a model for inputs. Okay, so our state equations. Ax plus bu. I'm going to add disturbance. Right, pretty easy, but I want the effect of this disturbance in the middle, and that's what we're going to try to work with. And it says that these things are dynamic processes, so it says I can model or create describe this disturbance as some state dynamic system. Now that could be just a constant, which is pretty trivial, right? I could easily model this as a sinusoidal input, right? By having my poles of my A matrix and everything be purely imaginary, and a sine cosine type function here. So we realize that this really can describe almost any kind of input. All right, and the reference is the same idea. Describe it. That's a dynamic process. Again, it could be step, which is a constant. Okay, so all my x dots would be 0. That's easy. It could be a sinusoidal type of input where poles are purely imaginary. Find a sine wave. Almost anything I want. Right? And the error is error plus, whoops, I'm sure state. The error plus some reference input. We'll write the error equation, which is x minus xr. The standard way we think of error. Everything else on the other side. All of this comes from x dot. And this comes from xr dot. The equations. Find what x dot is. Or and simplifying here. This will say is now kind of group all these parts together and call it E, where E matrix is A minus AR is F. XO are our exogenous inputs, which is XR and X disturbance. So we lump them all together. So if we combine all these states, I have states of X, and error, and all these other parts here. So we're going to combine all the states. Into what's called a metastate. We'll call that X. Put your bar to it. So we have a familiar state equation. Where my A matrix is original A matrix with E zeros with not B is original B matrix 0, and this A not matrix is describing the dynamics of this input and the disturbance. And our output, C times E, we're only measuring the errors in this case. Or Y can also be C bar, X bar, C bar, 0, 0, so forth. So if we measured tracking, well, that was pretty easy to do. Measure tracking, all right. The tricky one is measure disturbance. Y could be C of the error plus C R plus C of the disturbance.
Can you set that board back down? I can get the top part of it.
Okay. Oh. Cut stuff off. Sorry about that.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, what you end up with, however, is not a controllable system.
Quick question.
Yeah.
Is this B matrix over here supposed to be B underscore?
It is. Yes, thank you. So it's not a controllable system. I won't go through all the proofs of that, but the reason is that I cannot, it kind of makes sense here, control X and R and X D. They're outside the premise of my control. They're inputs to the system. Okay? Even though they're described as a dynamic process, I can't control it. All right. Okay, so aside of that, let's see what we can do for a controller. So X bar and X D are inputs. We wanted to follow X bar, and we'll really get rid of X D. And we'll use this error differential equation for it. And we'll use the input to the system. U K E minus K, sorry, minus K naught X naught case when we assume for the controller. That goes by. This other one, however, this is minus KE minus KR, XR. Minus KE, XD. K is under X. All right, so if you look at a picture of what this means. Here's a good one for tracking. You go through K. Plant. Here, I'm going to feed forward KR. Here's our disturbance. KD. What we're going to do is we're going to use this KR path. That's something I can define. I can't do anything about this. That's the disturbance. I don't have any control over it. Can't do anything about it. What I'm going to try to do is use this feed forward to counteract the effects of this. That's not here. Now, look at our state equations here in error form. We'll have this E dot KE plus EX. B KE plus and of course we want it to be asymptotically stable. It goes with that saying. So I want this to be greater than 0. So what's that say? Let's see what it says. Let's see the singular. We're going to guarantee it. So it's steady state. That says the derivative is good as 0, steady state. Let's see what's left. I have A minus B times K times B equal to B times K naught minus E X naught. That's steady state. Okay, so if this is asymptotically stable, that says that there are no roots either right at plane or even at the origin. It's asymptotically stable. All my roots have to be at the left half plane. None of them on the right half plane, none of them on the origin, none of them on the origin. Or on the you have any taxes. All right. So, that implies that A minus BK has an inverse. If I have no poles equaling 0 on the left-hand plane, that matrix must be invertible. That makes sense, I hope everyone should be invertible. All right. So, if we look at what our error is, now let's put everything on one side. Should find errors out. And y equals c equals 0. Or let's put this together. C A with BK inverse is B K0 minus E times X must be 0. You know the parts there? So these are not necessarily 0. So I can kind of, that part's got to be 0. Rearrange this. Just be doing a little bit of algebra here. That says that this C A minus BK inverse is B times K naught E must be 0. Or C A minus BK inverse BK naught must equal C A minus BK inverse Z using distributive property. Works as long as they keep that. For K naught would equal C A minus BK inverse times B inverse C A minus BK inverse times B. Now these inverses, these matrices, are not necessarily square of this thing. Okay. So this whole part here is not necessarily square. What does that mean? Is it inverse? I have to do a pseudo-inverse. Are you familiar with pseudo-inverses? New. Got familiar with pseudo-inverses, all right? Let's go on for now, and then we'll go back to what a pseudo-inverse is. You can't take square or inverses of non-square matrices by a few approximations and assumptions. Well, this whole thing is really big. And let's call it over here. So B prime B equals identity matrix. This whole part here